Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. Those are the only and original names of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. Yahweh means He is, He exists. Yahweh Shai means He delivers and He saves. Rachakadash is the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles out of Great Millstone, who taught us this 100% truth of the Bible through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. These men were regenerated back in these latter times to gather in the hopeful elect out of the nation of Israel through their father bloodline that only consists of the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans. Shalom out there to the brothers that teach, preach, and prophesy through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. And shalom out there to the brothers and sisters that scattered throughout the four corners of the earth that's part of this 100% ministry. May the Lord continue to add peace upon you. This is Amna wa Allah coming back at you again, hopefully with another edifying lesson. The title of this lesson is going to be An Unaware Treasure, Jealousy in the House of Israel. Okay? Now, Lord willing, through the Spirit, we're going to have 4 segments of this. Okay? Because each event, each story that the Lord has had His holy prophets to write in these scriptures, okay, is a learning lesson. It's edification, exhortation for us in these latter time periods. Because all the trials, the tribulations that's happening right now and that's going to occur in these upcoming months and year, that we're going to have to withstand. And each event that has happened that's written of old is for our learning and understanding, because there's a way out of that. And the scriptures speak about that in the book of Corinthians, that the Lord is not going to put you in a situation of temptation that you can't come out of. Okay? And He's speaking only to the hopeful elect. All right? Because all Israel is not going to be saved in this time period right now. When the chariots come. Okay? The wicked one's going to be destroyed. All right? But they're going to come back in the loins of the men of the Lord and the women of the Lord, that, you understand, that was able to be beamed up out of here in the chariots. Okay? When all hell break loose, when the nuclear missiles come. You see? Now, with this situation that we're about to speak about, and we're about to speak about Joseph. Okay? Now, the Lord used this particular man to bring his power and to show all kind of other forms of lessons. Okay? So let's go ahead on and start off in the book of Genesis, and let's go to chapter 37. Genesis 37. Like I said, this is going to be a hopefully through the Spirit, it's going to be a full segment speak on that we're going to teach on it, or prophesy on, or preach on it. You understand? Okay? Because I'm not going to be able to do this all at one time, and it's different. The way He put it from Genesis 37 to, I think it's Genesis 45. Yo, it's real. It's real. Okay, let's go to Genesis 37. Okay, because remember this title of this segment. Okay, all the titles of this segment is going to be An Unaware Treasure. Okay, / and then it's going to be the other title. And this title for this particular one is going to be Jealousy in the House of Israel. You understand? Because that's going on right now as well. All right. Now, let's go to Genesis chapter 37. Let's start at verse 1. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. All right, let's go back to verse 1. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. Okay? Now, Jacob was the son of Isaac. Okay? And so was Esau Edom, the so-called white man today. He's the twin brother of us, but he's the wicked one. Okay? All these scriptures, from Genesis until Revelation, the main characters is Jacob and Esau. Of course, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right? But as far as the human standpoint, it's Jacob and Esau. That's the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the bloodline of their fathers. And that's for the Esau, Edom, Idumean, the Edomites, which are the so-called white men on earth. Okay? Remember, they changed our names so we don't know who we are in these scriptures. And that's valuable because you have to know who you are. And once you know who you are in these scriptures and understand it, then this Bible, you'll be able to comprehend it better if it's the Spirit of the Lord that's going to give it to you to be able to do that. Okay? You can't read a book and understand that book if you don't know the characters of that book. You understand? Okay. Verse 1 again. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. Okay? Now, we was living in, well, Jacob and the sons, the 12 sons and the daughter, they were living, and his 4 wives were living in the land of Canaan, which are the land of the Hamites, which now would be the Africans. Okay? You see how this devil changed the names? So you would understand or know who you are according to the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Okay? That was part of his witchcraft. Okay? Let's read that again one more time. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. Okay? That's also going to debunk Christianity because of the fact that we as Israelites, as Hebrew Israelites, we blended in the Jacob seed side, blended in with all the other melanated countries, nationalities. Okay? So it would have been a difference if Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, was living amongst the Africans like that, the Hamites like that. Because when we go further on in this segment, is when the funeral time comes for Jacob, for Yasharallah, because his name got changed to Jacob, from Jacob to Yasharallah Israel, right? You're going to see when the funeral came of what the spectators, the ones that was looking from afar, was saying. So they you understand? So that means when you read, if you read on it yourself, you understand that while they thought, okay, that this particular funeral, you understand, was of the Egyptians, and it wasn't. You understand? So that's how we blending in with the melanated skin tone is what we're speaking about, because we can't actually judge if they are Israelite or not nowadays, okay? If just because of the skin tone, no. Okay? But back then, it was already shown that Esau, Edom came out red. Okay? Like a hairy garment. Okay? So, he was the outcast of all the nationalities that the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah created. So, he was stood as an outcast. You see? Let's keep reading. Verse 2. These are the generations of Jacob, Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bala and with the sons of Zippah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father, their evil report. Okay? So, here's the custom that we're speaking about of being an Israelite. It shows and tells you that these particular women that they just spoke about of being his wives were not his top-notch wives. Okay, these were the handmaids of Rachel and Leah. Okay? Jacob had 4 wives. And that's our culture. That's our tradition. Now I ain't gonna say tradition. That's what the Lord gave us. So coming to America and being in America under America's decrees and whatever like that, they telling us that if a man so-called steps out of the one woman that he already has provided for and taken care of, calling his wife, then that's cheating. And that's really not. Okay? But again, that's another conversation, but that also debunks Christianity and the lies. You see? Now, when you will understand more, because the apostles and everybody on down has made videos about adultery. So you will know what a woman can do nowadays and what a woman can't do nowadays. You know what a man can do and what a man can't do nowadays, especially once Yahweh Shah made a decree in the New Testament. You see? But you have to understand that. Okay? But anyway, let's keep going. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bala and with the sons of Zappah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. So, okay, you got to think about this. Joseph is 17 years old. And it speaks of him telling you that he was with the sons of Zappah and Bala. Meaning, when you read it, it was four. That was Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Okay? So those brothers were from the handmaids. Okay? So keep that in mind. Let's go to verse 3. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him, okay, and could not speak peaceably upon him. This is when the jealousy comes in, okay? This is when the spirit of jealousy and enviness come in with the family. Remember, if they're our forefathers, right, they're the ones who established the 12 tribes of Israel. There are going to be traits that are going to identify who certain tribes are as first. Then it's going to identify what type of spirit you're carrying. Okay? Now, of course, when you read that, let's go back to verse 3. Now, Israel, Jacob, because his name got changed to Israel, Yasharah, loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. Okay? You got to look at it and understand this right here. You would ask yourself, well, why he didn't love Reuben first? Because he was the firstborn. Why didn't he love the other three like that? Although, of course, he took it. He's a provider. He's a man of the Lord. He's going to do what he need to do. All right, for his household. But because, watch this, Rachel is who he had loved. That's his true love. Okay? And Rachel didn't bear until later. Okay? Rachel wasn't able to conceive until later. Okay? And the first child that came out of Rachel, which was his first love, okay, was Joseph. So that's going to be his favorite one. Not only that, it came at an old age of him. He was still able to produce. That means our seed line, our blood is going to carry and carry and carry. So it's not the fact, every parent has a favorite child. We're not going to kid ourselves on that. Now, are we going to treat the child different in a form of way where it's a form of jealousy type thing? No, that's not what Jacob did. Just because he appointed Joseph over the other ones to report back their evil report. He already, Jacob had already known that, listen, my first love was Rachel. And and we waited and had children before that. Before she was able to conceive any. You see? So I made it where, okay, it is what it is. And I'm only that to let you even know what's going on. I'm going to make you coats of many colors. So they was jealous of that. That's what goes on in our households right now. Especially if you're part of the hopeful elect. Because they're going to pick up on your spirit. And they're going to know through the parent and through a certain, see, it could be the remember when it went to when it was with Jacob, the mama was more with Jacob. That's why she was able to do what she do for when Esau came in from out the field doing what he was doing, okay, for the birthright. You see? So it's always going to be a favorite. Because that particular parent or they're going to know through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, especially if you part of that chosen vine, that your child is something special, that one. You see? But the children are not going to understand that. Your siblings are not going to understand this. This is what we speak about when we're telling you how important that these old lessons of old, these old writings of old are significant to our daily lives right now. Because there's nothing new under the sun. You understand? And every trial, every situation that has that we're so-called going through right now or about to go through has already happened. And you can read it in the scriptures. You just got to find it. This is the blueprint. So the siblings are not going to understand, brothers and sisters, that you've been anointed by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua from the beginning. Okay? This is the importance of you also being humble and grateful. And continue to walk that walk the best way you can. Matter of fact, doing what you're supposed to do. You see? Let's keep reading. Verse 4. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him. That's wicked. That's like how Cain did Abel. That's wicked. Because the Lord didn't give you that. That's also let you know that the Lord is not dealing with everybody in your family. They can get mad. They can get upset. But that's the Lord's work. So it's not really they hating you. They really hating the Lord. Well, brother, why would you say that? And they're the ones who brought up the 12 tribes of Israel. You're speaking about the forefathers exactly. And when you also read it, I think in chapter 49, if I'm wrong, correct me. The traits, certain traits that certain tribes are going to have, the brothers are going to have, that's going to articulate all through into the latter times. So this thing, the Lord has already set this thing up for, this is why it's going to be 2/3 that are going to be wiped out here in America. And it's only going to be 1/3 that's going to make it. Because our own brothers and sisters are going to become wicked. Remember, these are our forefathers. You see what's going on? Let's keep reading. Verse 5. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it to his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. And he said unto them, Hear, I pray you, this dream which I have dreamed. Hold on before we read the dream. Go back to verse 5. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it his brethren, and they hated yet the more. So when we read the dream, it's going to show you, okay, that through metaphorically, okay, allegory, right, that Joseph is you're going to have to come to me. In so many words. I am the top of you all. Not being arrogant about it. Not being stank about it. Not acting like you all are that. No, not acting like you holier than thou art. No, that's not Joseph. That wasn't Joseph's demeanor. The Lord had it on the Lord had him on the spirit to let him know, listen, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the dream. So when it do come true, you're going to understand why I told you these things. You see, people be thinking because we speak the way we speak, that it's something really against them. But this is the way the Lord set it up for us. This is the way the Lord set it up for you. We wasn't there in a sense. We wasn't there in the sense of the whole creation of how he actually wrote the book. Because if we was there, we wouldn't know how to respond and how not to respond when we out here. Although we're being guided through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. This is how we know how to conduct ourselves. This is not a self-will thing. We don't have free will. And Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it to his brethren, and they hated him yet the more. Why are you hating him? But see, here we go again. Jealousy in the house of Israel. This is where it started from. This is why it's going on right now in the camps. And we understand why. Because a lot of people just don't want to get to the 100% truth and accept it. And that's what their lot is. That's what they're supposed to do. That's how they're supposed to believe. And that's how they're supposed to carry on. But see, we're not going to fall away from that. from what we've been given through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the truth coming from them great men. I can speak like that because that's who I learned from, through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That you ignorantly call you ones who chime in and don't know, call Jesus the Christ. And his name is not Jesus. Okay? These things that are written before for our learning. We at the end. Things about to go down with your family. It's going to be something, especially brothers who think, oh, I got it all right. I'm cool. I'm good. I can boom, boom, boom. The one that you think not going to hurt you is the one that's going to hurt you in these latter times. But you say to yourself, well, don't matter. You're not understanding. That's not the way the Lord has designed this thing. We're all going to have to suffer persecution in some form of way if we're following the law, statutes, commandments under the 100% ministry and doctrine. You're not just going to escape out of that. Meaning without no scar, without no type of emotional hurt in you. You're not going to escape that. You just got to prepare for that. And when it comes apart, do you understand it? Boom. Okay. It hurt it. Okay. But listen, we're going to press on. Okay. You did that. True. All right. Cool. That's all that is. You're not going to escape the wrath of Esau in a form of way that you're not going to be touched. Yahweh shall been persecuted. And it already told you you're not above the master. So if he got persecuted, we're going to be persecuted for this truth that we go ahead and spit every day. Verse 7. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose and also stood upright. And behold, your sheaves stood round about and made obeisance to my leaf. Verse 8. And his brethren said unto him, shalt thou indeed reign over us? Or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet the more for his dreams and for his words. You see that? So as the Spirit of the Lord is keep coming upon Joseph, right? He's still spitting out what needs to be spitted out. And because he's doing that, they hate him even more. What difference it make because a brother, you're going to have to end up serving your brother. Listen, you got hatred in your heart. You had hatred in your heart since this brother was born because you watch how your daddy treated him. You see that? So now the Lord has made it, which he did it from the beginning when he made the script. You're going to hate on him. You're going to do this. You're going to act like that. You see? Verse 9. And he dreamed yet another dream and told it to his brethren and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more. And behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made a beast to me. And he told it to his father and to his brethren. And his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and my mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the saying. You see that? So Joseph went forward. The Lord gave him a more deeper dream to let him know, listen, it ain't going to just be the brothers. It's going to be my father. Okay? And it's going to be any other body that's part of that the Israelite tribes right there. And anybody else on earth, because guess what? I'm going to be going a little further, but I'm going to be under Pharaoh and ruling Egypt. So you're going to bow down. But he's not saying that arrogantly. He's just telling the dream. What's wrong with just telling the dream? And that's why I care for now. I don't tell my dreams. And I'm not being funny. I'm not being none of that. Okay? Because you done told it the family. You done told it the so-called friends. And you done told it the men that's walking in the truth with you. And it seems as though it seemed to backfire. But at the end of the day, the Lord wouldn't even have me set it up for even tell those dreams. You see? And it's many the aces of the dream. Leave it alone. Let's keep going. Let's keep reading. Verse 12. And his brother, but hold on a second. Stop. Let's go back to verse 11. And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the saying. So eventually, Jacob went on with the spirit and knew. This is why he made it where this is my favorite son. For him to even have those dreams and come back and tell me that and be bold about it and tell me what's going on. Oh yeah, the Lord dealing with him. He dealing with him. Okay? I might have rebuked him at the beginning because I'm his daddy. Nigga, don't tell me you know what I'm saying? Of course. But as Joseph kept speaking and told him, that spirit came upon Jacob. Humble down. This is why you gave him the coats of many colors. This is why he's the firstborn of your first love. You see that? So he went on and observed it. Let's keep reading. Verse 12. And his brethren went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said unto Joseph, do not thy brethren feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said to him, here am I. And he said to him, go, I pray thee, see whether it be well with thy brethren, and well with the flocks, and bring me word again. So he went him out of the vale of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. Okay, so, they were probably going for a long time. Okay? Because remember, when you go up earlier in the chapter, it's telling Joseph, he always told Joseph to bring back their evil doings. So those four brothers, which were what? Again, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Okay? Simeon right now would be the so-called Dominicans. Okay? Reuben would be, if I'm mistaken, the Seminole Indians. Hold on, let me look on the map. It's going right. It's correct. It'll be the Seminole Indians. Okay? We know Judah are the Black Americans, the Negroes. Okay? And we know Levi are the so-called Haitians. Okay? Remember to keep that in mind as we keep reading. So Jacob told him, go see what's going on. All right? Let's keep reading. And verse 15. And a certain man found him, behold, he was wandering in the field. And the man asked him, saying, what seekest thou? And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their flocks. And the man said, they are departed hence. For I heard them say, let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went out after his brethren and found them in Dothan. Okay, so he was wandering in the field looking for them. Couldn't find them. Cool. So the man out there came and told him where he heard them say they was going to go. Let's keep reading. All right. Let's go to verse 18. And when they saw him afar, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh. You see that? They conspired to slay him. Now watch this right here. And they also mocked him and said, here comes the dreamer. You see, that's wicked. That's wicked. You hating your own brother like that. Here comes the dreamer. But watch to show you how deep this thing is. Because when you read further on, Reuben wasn't around them, and Judah was the one that kept telling them, no, don't shed no blood. Okay? So that leaves two. That leaves Simeon and Levi. Right? This is how the scriptures line up. This is how you let you know when they speak about the curses in Deuteronomy 28, who the real Israelites are. And when you read in verses Genesis 49, matter of fact, let's go there real quick. Because see, they wanted to slay. Why would you want to kill your brother? That's wicked as hell. Okay? Verse 49. This is verse chapter 49 in Genesis. Let's go to verse 5. We're going to speak about Simeon and Levi. Because remember, it was four of them. When we keep reading, Reuben is not going to do so with Judah. That wasn't their mindset. It was Simeon and Levi mindsets. Watch this. 49:5. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come now thou unto their secret, unto their assembly. Mine honor be not thou united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dig down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. Watch this. When you look on the map, it's not the Dominicans on the same island with the Haitians, and the only thing separating them is the mountain. The Lord made that happen like that. But watch this to just show you that the cracker didn't really do that. One speaks Espanol, Spanish, and the other speaks French, Creole. That was the Lord's doing. That's another way you to show, okay, that we are the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel that are over here in the West world and scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And this Bible don't lie. They're the brother of instruments of cruelty. They have an anger issue. It is what it is. You see? This is why the island is so poor. This is why the Lord did what they do. Also because the Levites were the priests. They were supposed to hold this covenant the way they were supposed to hold it the right way. But when you look at all the things people say, all the things we know, all the things that's going on, they don't love Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. If they ain't worshiping Mary, they is voodoo and hoodoo and the rest of that witchcraft. And they bring that shit to the States. We're not speaking like all other nationalities don't do this. So do the so-called Latino. They do the same thing. And so do the Judah. Okay? So do the Benjamites, the Jamaicans. Okay? So do the natives. They all dibble and dabble in that witchcraft. But when you look at it in a tribe sense, who consists of it the most? Who has it the most? The Levites, the so-called Haitians. You understand? This thing is deeper than what you think, but it's still simple too. You see? Let's keep reading. I just wanted to touch bases on that. Okay? We're still in Genesis chapter 37. Let's go to verse 18. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him and cast him into some pit. And we will say some evil beast has devoured him. And we shall see what will become of his dreams. And Reuben heard it. And he delivered him out of their hands and said, let us not kill him. And Reuben said unto them, shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands to deliver him to his father again. So these two wicked Israelite brothers, Simeon and Levi, wanted to murder Joseph. Okay? But Reuben was more like, nah, let's just throw him in the pit. But you're still guilty, though. You're the oldest brother. So really, all of this thing is going to come on you because you're the oldest. And you got to come back and report to your daddy. You see? Now you're going to speak wickedly and say, let's see what his dream comes then. What, if he cast off, if he's away? First of all, they're not even understanding the word of the Lord. They don't even know the Lord. That tell you where their mindset at. While Joseph is here interpreting the dreams and having the dreams dealing with the Lord and telling them what's going on, these four niggas over here ain't even with that. And that's family. See, it started from there. This is why what goes on in the family house, the domestic things that's happening in the household right now, in all our families, it started from there. You see? Let's keep reading. Verse 23, and it came to pass when Joseph would come in unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him. And they took him and cast him into a pit. And the pit was empty. There was no water in it. You that wicked, you'll cast your own brother in the pit, even with no water? Well, water meaning he might have drowned, but It doesn't even matter. You even thought that to do what you need to do to slay them. Other brothers said no. You still cast them out. But see, the Lord allowed that. And it's all good. When family comes against you, do what they do, it's all good. You're not supposed to be angry and go off at them about it. No. This is the Lord making them do this. The Lord is, you can already say the Lord, if the Lord is dealing with you, yet you're coming against me, that means the Lord has put a spirit of wickedness to Satan on you. So you're looking at your family and your people, you wicked. You see how simple that is? Verse 25, and they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites, which would be the Arabs nowadays, came from Gilead with their camels bearing a spicery and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. And Judah said unto his brethren, what profit is it if we slay our brother and conceal his blood? See there? So that already could stop Reuben and Judah from wanting to kill Joseph. It was Simeon and Levi. That's why they're on the same island. Right there out there in the Caribbean. Together. Only thing separate them is a mountain. That's why the Lord put them right together. And if you notice things and you know things what we know down here in South Florida. Watch this. And Judah said unto his brethren, what profit is it if we slay our brother and conceal his blood? Come, and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him. For he is our brother and our flesh. And his brethren were content. You see how Judah did? And Yahushua came out. You see how compassionate Judah ended up being? Although the nigga still did what he did, he said he's still going to soul him. Two want to kill him. One want to keep him in the pit. And then the last one just going to sell him. All four of you still wicked. Judah was just more compassionate. But I don't even consider that to be compassionate because you're selling your brother to the system. That's like you giving us up when the mark of the beast come with the chip because we don't want to take it, right? You wouldn't want to take it, brother, sister, cousin, mama, daddy, auntie, granny, uncle. And when the cracker come and they started showing faces and be like, yo, you know who is such and such at or blah, 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 blah. Okay, because it's already going to be written down who's taking it or not. There's going to be a census on that. You going to give me up? You going to give my household up? That's what Judah did. You sold me to the devil. Let's keep reading. Then there passed Midianites merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver. And they brought Joseph into Egypt. Verse 29. And Reuben returned unto the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit, and he rent his clothes. And he returned unto his brethren and said to the child is not, and I, whither shall I go? And they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of goats and dipped the coat in the blood. And they set the coat of many colors and they brought it we found. Know now whether it be thy son's coat or no. And he knew it and said, it is my son's coat. An evil beast have devoured him. Joseph is without doubt rent in pieces. So these brothers went on and had his coat because the coat was left, killed the goat, put the blood of the goat on the coat, brought it back to the daddy, to Jacob, and told him, I don't know if this Jacob's coat or not. I mean Joseph's coat or not, but this one we found is full of blood. Deceiving the daddy, right? Their own daddy, they still deceiving. This is wicked, right? This is why so much wickedness is in Israel. All right? This is why so much wickedness is in the families of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Told their daddy that some animal might have did it. And that's what Joseph went on to say. That Joseph has been written in pieces. Let's keep reading. Verse 34. And Jacob rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his loins and mourned for his son many days. And all his sons and all his daughters rose up to comfort him. But he refused to be comforted. And he said, for I will go down into the grave unto my son's mourning. Thus his father wept for him. Verse 36. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt unto Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh's, and captains of the guard. You see that right there? These brothers went on and sold their own flesh and blood to another nationality of people. You see? This is why the scriptures also say not all Israel is Israel. Okay? Not all of y'all are going to accept the truth. That in these latter times, there are going to be prophets amongst you. And those prophets are going to come out of your household. Your brothers, okay? Your fathers, your uncles, your cousins, your baby daddies, your husbands. You see? These are how these men are going to come. And even the women that go ahead and follow us, that's following 100% truth, and they separate from their families to a certain degree, okay? It's going to happen to them too. Rejection. Okay? This is part of this is one of the 4 segments that we're going to do. Okay? Dealing with Joseph and how the Lord is making his storyline be relevant in the times now, in the times to come. You see? So, Lord willing, I'm able to do that for the next rounds. I want to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Until next time, I want to say Shalom.